Let's talk, Star Wars fans. It's been an eventful week. It's been an eventful year. This all begins with George Lucas, who created Star Wars in 2012, deciding I'm going to sell this thing off. He sells it. Fine, you can sell it to anyone you want to sell it. Who are you going to give it to? Disney. I get why you would give it to Disney. Cool. And George, who's going to be in charge? All right, I got some conditions. It's going to be Kathy Kennedy. She's a great producer. I know her for a long time. She worked on Jurassic Park, E.T. She has Jaws under her belt. This is a producer, the wife of, what's his name? Marshall Franklin? This is the woman that you need to be doing Star Wars. Frank Marshall's. It says I was muted. I hope I'm unmuted now. You can hear me. So, George Lucas is the owner of Star Wars, sells it, gets Kathleen Kennedy in charge of this thing. Now, this woman, this president of Lucasfilm, has been producing, for the most part, generally poor content. This started to get on the fans' nerves. She wears it on her sleeves. There's literally a photo of Kathleen Kennedy saying the Force is female. You know, that's her agenda. That's what she wants to push. All right. So we get 3 movies with a female lead. There was another one in Rogue One with a female lead. Then she was like, hey, we took like 6 years off from the movies. We're coming back with the movie, another one about a woman. It's the female agenda very much involved. So there becomes an audience on YouTube who catches sight of this. Some of them actually hate women and are using this and criticizing the movie, but also using the criticism because they literally are like the anti-women type of people. So they exist, they gain numbers. Eventually, every criticism that this group who criticizes Star Wars says, eventually, it's all because they hate women. You know what else? They're also anti-gay, and it's the hate. That's what they do. Eventually, no matter what they say, valid or not, that's the place we're at. Okay, good to know that. I set the foundation. Is it like a cultural war happening, and those were the rules. That's how we got to where we got to right now. Amanda Stenberg is an actress. Years ago, she was on Trevor Noah's show about a movie called The Hate You Give. She gives a movie she asked the question and she goes, yeah, and hopefully this will make white people cry too. That was the intention. Ha 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 ha. Now, if you just take that clip, you can make your theories about it. You know, she doesn't even say what movie she's advertising. There's nothing but that clip. She wants to make white people cry. Why would you select a demographic to make them cry? That sounds bad. Okay. I disagree, but if you just take that clip and you don't ask any questions, I can see why a thought can come out. The extended clip says that white people are going to cry because they're going to have so much empathy when they watch this story. Not you'll be so angry because you're inherently racist people and you're going to cry or whatever else the fill in the blank was. So that's the Star Wars controversy that I'm about to address right now that you see on screen. I'll get to Star Wars theory, Wikipedia. I'll get to that stuff right next. But immediately right now, let's just talk about the music video. Add to stage. That's not the view I want. Maybe this would be the view. I want to make her big. Bingo. Her singing, bad. She's quiet. But I like what she had to say. Here she is with the big crump energy. Very much childhood actress energy here. Just thinking she can do anything type. The words that she's using, I don't think fit in rap music. Subjectively, this is terrible. But what will she do? She was doing her happy Juneteenth. She was representing. And that's fine, man. She's just used to a creative outlet. This is pretty corny, but okay. I'm going viral on Twitter again. I'm going viral on Twitter again. Open up the news to find some interesting things. She needs friends to tell her this was a bad idea. This didn't sound good. I still agree with what she's about to say and who she's saying it to. I'm still with her morally. My goodness. Interview from 2018 with Trevor the King. When I was a teen, I was running from city to city to speak on the story. You know the way. So So the plot of the movie The Hate You Give is about the police murdering a black boy, like she just sang there. My people cried in the theaters finding release. White people cried.
People cried in the theaters finding release. And white people cried they could see us as human beings.
That was a good rhyme. You know, who would have thought you would rhyme release with human beings? I thought that was look. I liked the video. I do have a like on this video. But all right, keep going, Amandla.
Trevor asked what I want the people to know. I said white people crying, what's the goal? If they could take one thing, what would it be? I say empathy. Oh, that's why they mad at me.
Ooh, that's why they mad at me? You see, no. They're not mad at you because you said they can get empathy. The people who follow the Twitter account End Wokeness, are not mad at you because they understood the full context of the clip. They're mad at you because they were told by the account that they follow who are wrongly using the word woke and doesn't understand what that means. As you flame the accounts in this song, and how tone deaf was the End Wokeness account when it quote tweeted you trying to make fun of you? You absolute idiot. I forgot the point I was on. Why are they mad at me? People are not mad at you because of your having empathy. That's not why they're mad at you. They're mad at you because they believe you target white people and you hate them because of the clip that was introduced to them, and with the trust that the Twitter account that they was telling them that has their best interest in mind.
They splice lines, make hate, they recognize, make it look like the same propaganda they spew. Cause they conflate our pain with violence and try to weaponize everything that we do. The desperation of oppressors is rising.
The desperation of oppressors is rising. So as we speak about the word woke, is it possible that woke, they know exactly what woke means and they want to defang it because it's a desperate move to go, oh, they got this word that's out there. It's talking about bringing alertness to any sort of patterns of racism. Be woke. Oh, God, it's the opposite of sleeping is woke. It's a good one. Let's just use that word and use it our way to where there are people who don't even try to be, I'll say the white liberals, I'll say, who think that's what woke means. The enemy has taught the white liberals what woke means, and they use woke just the same way the enemy uses it. They popularized it. They're like, oh, we got to get on this quickly. The desperation of oppressors is rising.
And now they holding on to any old thing they can use. If you rely upon misinformation, and that tells me you afraid of the truth. Huh? We're so bored of fucking discourse. We're so bored of fucking discourse. We're so bored of fucking discourse. We're so bored of discourse.
We're bored with it. We don't want it. We're woke and we're not sleeping on it. If you got a problem, here's a beat. You can jump on it.
And now you're listening, I'm gonna tell you something fascinating. They spin and woke, bastardize it and appropriate it. Last I recall, woke was something we created.
Last I recall, woke was something we created. I don't know how you can like clip this and say, let's laugh at her. End Wokeness account.
Truth to power, keep an eye out for you silly racists. And now they use it to describe anything they threaten by. Remember when Gambino put it in the zeitgeist?
There's a song by Childish Gambino called Stay Woke.
It was all about the people recognizing bigotry, the power of community, not fodder for your clickbait.
That didn't rhyme. And man, she needs to fix a couple of rhymes, and she needs to not be whispering the whole time into the song, the microphone, and she goes on, and what she needs to do is actually speak and talk. Like, she's trying to be what Euphoria was for the first verse, and I want to hear her be for Juneteenth. I need to hear Kendrick Lamar during Not Like Us. That's what I wanted to hear. Let's keep reading and watching this, and then we'll start reading her comments. I will get to the End Wokeness stuff account later.
Speaking of which, journalism looking at you. Did you forget it's your job to provide the truth? Spreading divisiveness, mining the metrics and data. Seem you gave up all your ethics for money and views. And I can tell that the people are tired and the kids don't trust anything that they view. We can learn something from them discerning. The future's coming and it's always the youth.
I agree with that, man. I hate that the way legacy media has been treating us, giving us information that is a distraction or is something that's hate to say. This was woke. He has one more verse.
But I'm sick and fucking tired of suppressing my rage. 400 years of taking the bullshit to compartmentalize that my ancestors had to encage.
All right.
If you don't confront the pain that you live with, it'll manifest as addiction, diseases, and hate.
It'll manifest as addiction, diseases, and hate. It is.
I've seen the infection repression can give you. I'm not gonna be the next one sent to an early grave.
It was just trash at the ending, especially that last bar. But notice how this has nothing to do with Star Wars. Please don't be in the audience that goes, "Oh, they're trying to." Amandla, she made a song about Star Wars fans. Wrong, incorrect, false. Not at all what she mentioned. She didn't talk about the dark side. She talked about a clip that was clipped of her. It was from the End Wokeness account. She described what woke means. She said it right there. She said that if you're woke, last time I checked, it was about keeping an eye on you and speaking truth to power for the youth. That's what she said. She was targeted at the Twitter account and wokeness. Nothing to do with Star Wars. Understood? Don't use this as fuel to say, they're doing the all. If you don't like Acolyte, that makes you a bigot. That's not what Amanda wants no part of that. Amanda doesn't give a shit. Did she write Star Wars up here? No. She wrote, and to those who are flooding me with intolerable racism, since it took me 72 hours on my laptop to make this song and video, you got 72 hours to respond. And I expect choreo. Amandla isn't comment. This man said it's better on mute. Shut up. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Who is this hot chick dancing? That's Rue. Approximate rhyme. That is a woman, right? It is a woman. They're not going for anything else. It's the one who plays May and Osha in The Acolyte, the lead. She's trying to immaculate that big TikTok song with the chipmunk girl, Money Trees, I think. Is she? Cool. All right, man. Negative. Everyone, all you guys being negative and stuff. Fatal J's in the building. Yo, Reefer Man. Nah, this is for the anti-woke channel. But that's the thing, Fatal J. I dislike using the word woke the way you just used it. I'm going to give you a link if you want to join me, Fatal J. And I'm sure you're going to talk about this on the Dark Council because this is huge. This is a big controversy. All right. Oh, look, I just DM'd Fatal J. The last thing I DM'd Fatal J about was about the End Wokeness account. That was the last thing I talked about Fatal J on the DMs. Funny. So now I'm on Twitter and I'm going to stop sharing this. I'm going to find my Twitter and I'm going to go to how End Wokeness responded to all of this stuff. It was a couple days ago. Nah, Black invented woke. I just woke up. Very good, Mike. Very good. But she's a cutie, and I dig her on Acolyte. Give me a second. I will hop on. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. I am now sharing this screen. End Wokeness. Share. Nice and big. That's what she said. So, oh, look, the Black Comic Lords are live, and I'm not watching them and supporting them. I usually do if I'm home on a Friday night. AOC, they put in position where they'll feel they need to shoplift, breed, or go hungry. So as you can see, the way that this channel kind of like makes themselves a thing, I support the former things. They think that woke means something new. They're mad at anything that is new. They call it woke. That's their MO. Fighting, exposing, and mocking wokeness, which I mean, you didn't define correctly. And I like some of the stuff I'm okay with, like criticizing this woman. I didn't even watch this video yet, but I'm sure I agree with it. Disney, boycott Disney because there's no way we're hiring a white male. There's a lawsuit that's coming. I understand. I get, like, I'm with this. I can support some of this stuff. When in a way, I'm all for having diversity in the workplace and stop excluding. But if that means that a qualified white guy isn't getting a job, I understand the being singled out. I can see how wrong it is. I also understand how that was the practice for what 400 years. How long did Amanda Stenberg say that it wasn't even a question if you could get a job? I don't know. I want to give them points. I want to sound like I'm a reasonable guy and like maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle. No one wants to know they got the job because of how they look, because of the family they're from, or the what private parts they were born with. Canadian taxpayers spent $850K on signs asking Ghanaians not to on beaches because I'm aware, but what this is trying to do, as you all know, because you're not born yesterday, is make people from Ghana less than. I just want to talk about Ghana for a second. This is a place in the world that was heavily interfered with, killed, bribed. This was enslaved. This was a people that were minding their own business until places like the people who settled Canada, America. This, like, to complain about Ghana is idiotic. Like, why don't the Ghanaians? Why do they speak English over there? What's the problem in Ghana? What's at the core of every problem in Ghana? Where's your post about that? End wokeness. Why don't we talk about how we got to this place where you can make such a tweet like that? I want to find the one. Yo, End wokeness posts a lot. Holy guacamole! Is that Pokimane? No, I thought it was Pokimane. My bad. A Venezuelan. This is why I wish I had a co-host right now. That's because they're thin-skinned, Shifty. She was spitting facts, though. Star Wars chuds are taking it as an attack on them. It's not an attack on them. When Amanda Stenberg was rapping terribly wasn't about Star Wars fans or your ability to like and dislike a show. To take it that way is to take the role of a racist. You are feeling a hit dog will holler. You are hollering. All she's doing is making fun of racist people, and you're like, they don't like Star Wars fans. No. What? She's attacking fans? You feel attacked? I wonder why you feel attacked, pal. She dropped it on June 19th. So where is it? Did they delete it or did I skip over it? Damn, this is... Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying the Star Wars show Acolyte. You know what? I replied to that. It would have been way faster to just go to my replies. It would have been way faster for me to go to my replies. I wrote DeMar DeRozan chose aside. Hey, shout out to the Black Panther. I hated this comic book that came out this week. A lot of him kissing women who were not Storm. He has a girl. It's Aurora Monroe. Oh my God, where the is it? There it is. They did delete it. Your post was deleted by the post author. I wrote, the song was about your account existing. Woke has a definition. That's what I wrote because they were making fun of Amanda Stenberg's song. And the reason it took me ages to find is because End Wokeness, the account, they didn't delete or change their name. They just said, we're getting ratioed to all hell. This is a bad look. Let's delete it. I wish that they would have stood on their ground, and I could have shared that with you. Maybe if I did this video a bit earlier than today. We're being joined by a man who is, it's not H, it's not I, it's not K, LMNOP, it's the Fatal J.
What's up, bro? This setup is weird. This OBS?
No, I'm on StreamYard.
Okay, hey, you got to forgive me. This is one of the rare instances where I never did leave the house all day, man. It's kind of rare for me to do something like that. But I did it, so I know I kind of look kind of rough. You know, my hair is crazy right now. But
Yeah,
y'all don't mind me.
no, I'll match you. I'll match your hair. crazy hair.
Yeah.
I'll get a strand out. See, we're good. We're on the same. When it comes to Star Wars fans, I covered Amanda Stenberg, and before I close it out and I get to Star Wars theory and Wikipedia, which I hope you know about, let's just talk about Amanda Stenberg for a little bit. What's your take on the song? Was it a good song?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I I'm not gonna say it's the best song, but it was a good song to get the message out.
All right. Okay.
But
Yeah. It's kind of what
but
I'm saying.
yeah, but I mean, if it was a subject that had nothing to do with anything I cared about, or if it was a meaningless song, I would have said it was trash. But the message, I got the message and I like the message because I especially like what she said about woke. Okay, this is the thing about woke. We invented that. Okay, that was supposed to be something positive, like you waking out of the matrix. You starting to see what's really going on behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden it got turned into race swapping and
Anything that is new, if it's if it
now I got one
attaches
even better than that. Anything that's not a white male.
anything
Eh,
that's not or gay or trans.
But that's what I'm saying. Anything that's not a white blooded straight male is woke.
That's the way I've heard it being used, and that's the way it got popular on online. I should just say, just it got popular. I was talking to a guy at a comic shop like 3 years ago, and he used woke, and I was like, huh? No, that's not what woke means. Like you're using it wrong. And I'll still stop somebody if they're using it incorrectly because I don't want to. I'm gonna still use it properly too. Like I think I need to change my Twitter account. You know where it says like, well, "Who are you?" I'm gonna say Chillmonger, a woke YouTuber, and just and hold it down like that because I have no issues with the word. I was watching Ernie Blurred Without Fear. He was doing a comic book review and he's like, "All right, guys, stay woke." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's good to hear somebody use the word the way it's intended to be used."
Yeah.
So Amanda gets points for that. But artistically, what a whack song. The beat was all right, but whack song.
It's whack, but I'm telling you, I like the message though. The message trumped it trumped the trashiness of it. Because it was trash.
Zoltar wrote "Stay woke" in the comments. Do you remember when Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter and he found like T-shirts that said "Stay woke"? Remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
No. Maybe I can find it. Elon Musk stay woke. Now, as a guy who never heard the Childish Gambino song, Elon Musk is just like, oh, the word woke means, the definition we just gave. He's like, can you believe these guys? We're here at we're here at the back room of the Twitter, and we can see that there's a T-shirt. Here it is.
Look, man, I can't totally trash Elon Musk, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, that man just sent me $20 today. I get
No,
paid.
you trash him anyways.
I get paid to tweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get paid to tweet.
So here's the T-shirts that they were wearing. Stay woke. And then Elon says, "Stay woke shirts stem from the Ferguson protests. Obama's own Department of Justice proved this and exonerated the cop. Hands up, don't shoot was made up. The whole thing was a fiction." And I hate how hand up, don't shoot, or Black Lives Matter, some of these words and popular terms, I support because I think Black Lives Matter, because hands up, it makes sense to me. But because when you name a corporation over it, you can make fun of it because the people who own the corporations are purchasing mansions and misusing the funds.
I don't really rock with Black Lives Matter no more, bro.
I know you don't. I know one should rock with the company that's greedy and misuses the money. I get it.
Yeah.
But if I'm a racist, hateful guy who doesn't want black people to succeed, I'm going to attack on Black Lives Matter and highlight just how warped it is, as if to say, I can't attack the notion that Black lives don't matter, but I can make that company look bad and make you think of negativity when you hear the words Black Lives Matter. It's deeper than that.
Okay, so it's like a double-edged sword then.
It's more than that. Drunk 3PO's in the building. Fatal J swapped me for Chillmonger.
Oh, what's up, Drunk 3PO?
All right, let's get to Drunk 3PO's friend. What's going on, Drunk 3PO? I just saw you talking about Acolyte just
Fatal J swapped me for Chillmonger.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Hold on, you want to come in?
Yeah, give him the link.
He talking about coming in?
If he wants the link, give him the link.
Fatal J swapped me. But
Now
chill,
I'm
man.
at Star Wars Theory. So I watch Star Wars Theory all
Oh,
the
I see
time.
what he's talking about. He's talking about Dark Council. He's talking about Dark Council.
I'm not impeding on anyone's territory, Drunk 3 Feel. You're my favorite Jay.
Yeah, that's what he made. It just hit me what he was talking about.
All right, stay woke, all that.
Yeah.
Solid. Now, I watch Star Wars Theory all the time. I love getting his input. Sometimes something's hype will happen in a Star Wars episode, and I'll synchronize it because in the top corner he's got his timer, and I can see what he thought about. Right? Awesome YouTuber. Always supported him. Fine. He noticed that the Wikipedia website changed Ki-Adi-Mundi's date of birth. Now, this was on the canon section of the website.
Hold on. The guy with the cone head, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I seen that on Twitter. You know, I stopped watching it the episode 3. I'm just burnt out on Star Wars now, bro. Like I never thought I would say that too. Like I haven't seen episode 4, but you know, you get on Twitter, Twitter gonna tell you the whole episode. So I saw everybody talking about that guy. So that basically shows you and proves to everybody that they want to change canon. They don't want George Lucas Star Wars no more. They don't want to go by his rules. They don't want to go by the lore. They want to do what they want to do. So I'm out.
They changed it, and I don't know what their excuse is going to be. Maybe whatever it is, they changed it. They made it so that he's a lot more older when we see him die in Revenge of the Sith. So with that change, as Star Wars Theory is watching it, he notices it. He says, "All right, this has got to stop."
Back. I'm listening. I'll be right back.
Okay. Theory, smart guy. As he's watching it, he's commentating on it. He's always saying, you guys be respectful. But he never said a single thing about the people who run Wikipedia as it or threatened them or anything. He never told anybody anything. You want the link? Here, I'll throw it to you there. Mike, if you want to join in too, Mike, you can hop in also. Wikipedia is not a threat to Star Wars Theory. He uses them. He watches them and reports on them. So everything's cool. Unfortunately, on Twitter, there's people going, we've been threatened, okay? We've been having death threats. Star Wars Theory took to Twitter and said, I hope you're not trying to say that was on me, because it's not on me. What Star Wars Theory goes through, and I didn't even know about this, his ex-girlfriend that he was dating at the time was getting threatened. Like they would find out where she worked out at, and fans would go after her.
Who?
That's Star Wars Theory ex-girlfriend.
Oh, so they be stalking Star Wars Theory?
Yup. Trying to poison at his mailbox, finding out things about Star Wars Theory's family. His name is Neo. This dude is just, and they would say things like, we wish you actually did die of cancer. They went after this guy all these years, and he just kind of like sucks it up, doesn't say anything about it. He doesn't complain or anything. He does complain, I should say. He's not an angel, but he keeps things like that private. Star Wars Theory is the victim from internet backlash and hate, and he never, ever asks other people to become. We got Jay joining, and we got Mike joining. Hey.
Yo, how do
What's
I
up,
sound?
man?
You sound all right.
Where you at, man?
Do I sound okay or is it echoey?
You sound like you on the road or something.
Yeah, man, I've been having problems with this microphone, man. I don't know how to fix it. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully it'll kick back. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
No, tell me though, if it sounds bad, like tell me. Like
it's fine. It's manageable.
Yeah, it's good. I don't hear the road no more.
Yeah, sure. It's the Shure mic. I don't know what happened. It's a StreamYard issue. Every time I'm on StreamYards, it messes up. Anywhere else, it's fine. It's weird. Help me, Chillmonger. Help me fix my microphone.
You're cool, Mike. How's your microphone?
I hope it's good.
It's perfectly good.
Okay.
Now, here we are with this page. I'm gonna read this whole tweet. Actually, before I do that, maybe you guys should just say what you wanted to say about everything I've covered so far, as far as Amanda Stenberg, as far as criticism for Acolyte, and how this song is not directed to any Star Wars fan who criticizes her for Acolyte. This song that she did was about the End Wokeness account only, and everyone trying to attack her for a clip that was clipped. Do you guys have anything to say about Amanda?
I said nothing about her.
Cool, Mike.
I was like, let her do her thing, man. Like,
Mhm.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I don't really care what anybody says. Like when they do their promotional tours or whatever, mostly it's comedy. So I it doesn't matter to me. I don't get personally offended. I don't get personally offended if, like, say, what's his name? Who's the dude that played the Flash? I can't remember his
Ezra
name.
Miller.
Yeah, if he goes on a tour and he wants to go push people and throw barroom stools through windows or whatever, yo, dude, that live your life, bro. As long as you ain't doing it to me, I'm good. So
Yeah,
I
choke
have no
slams. I'm
problem.
a wrestling fan.
Hey, absolutely, man. He had the latest SmackDown on her, dude. Come on.
Aggressively relaxing here. He doesn't complain. Yeah, I know. I messed up there. I was talking a little bit too highly of the Star Wars theory person. Now here we go. Let's read this. He tells someone to politely F yourself. And the person who he's talking to, I think her name was, there it is. It's the Ash Rendar. It's deleted now, but they were blaming him because they got threats. So he says, these aren't my people. Don't attach that to me or there will be serious consequences for you. He basically is saying this is a cease and desist. These people are on their own. Nothing to do with me. Please find I have instructed people to, I haven't. Please find where I have instructed people to send death threats to anyone. Quite the opposite. In fact, 8 years, I've taken death and rape threats to my past part. Rape. Poison threats to my mailbox. Threats to my parents and animals.
Dang, that's crazy.
Daily, nonstop for like an episode, for liking episode 9. He did like that movie. And then when I changed my mind, he got it again, I guess. Where the F was anyone then? Where the F were you when I was being laughed at for crying to the Luke Skywalker scene in the end of Mandalorian? I remember that. Pablo Hidalgo was picking on him. You joined in. Oh, did she really? Did the Ash? All right. You joined in fact, alongside with Pablo and Lucasfilm. Is that LFL?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lucasfilm Limited.
Oh, Limited. Thank you. Taking jabs at me publicly. That's how it was handled. And I just have to take it because that's what I do. Bullied as a kid for liking Star Wars. And then again, as an adult, I've taken so much abuse from these psychotic people that I finally had enough. F yourself and deal with shit on your own. Like I had to stop blaming me for other people's actions, you moron. And I agree with this man completely.
It's crazy the amount of stuff that he has to deal with. It's just the thing that the videos that I'm making of on him, I just try to show like if they're gonna say this about theory, right? If they're like they're gonna say and sorry my camera's not on, forgive me.
No, you good, bro.
my hair is messed up. Anyway,
Man, mine was too. That's why I pulled out the brush.
Can am I allowed to share my screen? Would you mind?
Yeah.
What I want to know is why they don't call out this guy right here who has appeared on many Star Wars YouTube channels. Star Wars Explained. And I'm saying Star Wars Explained can have whoever they want. I don't care. You could have anybody you want on your channel. I'm not one of those people like, ooh, he has so and so. Shame on him. But you want to talk about someone that's like inciting violence. This guy says these people need to be punched in the mouth if you're crying about go woke, go broke about Star Wars. Right? He's like, they need to be punched in the mouth. So I'm like, if you're gonna call out one, why don't you call out? Like, that's all I'm saying. It's like, don't pick one person because they don't like the Acolyte and choose to ignore the other one because they do like the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I can't stand that. If you're gonna call one, call them all, right? So that's what I was trying to show in like some of my videos and stuff I'm making, because it's very odd. I think the biggest thing is that they're upset with him because he doesn't like the show, and he's probably the biggest Star Wars influence on YouTube. Would you agree? Like, his channel's almost as big as the Star Wars YouTube channel.
Yeah, he got really close to surpassing them that one year, and then the Star Wars account,
really?
I don't know, it got a lot more subscribers as soon as he started getting close to it.
But fellas, check this out though. I can remember a time, Chill, I think you the youngest out of everybody. Drunk, You like 1,000 years old. No, I'm just playing. I'm just
God
playing.
dang.
I'm just playing, man. But could y'all guys remember when we was a little bit younger, and it just seemed like the nerds was peaceful. The nerds came together. The nerds was united. But now everything is just so divided and violent. And I want to kill you for not liking Star Wars. I never thought I would hear today people was getting death threats because they didn't like
Bro,
something
listen.
nerdy in Star Wars.
Oh,
Listen
Jay.
to
Well,
me.
I tell my customers all the time. I said this. What used to happen is back in the day, we were the outcast, and we were the ones like we were welcoming for anybody that came in. We would have arguments about like who was stronger, Hulk or the Thing, or which is better, Star Wars or Star Trek, and that's all
Yeah.
it was. It wasn't
That's
like
all it was.
there's tribalism and all that. And then all of the people that were making us the outcast decided to start coming into where we were, and now they're here and they're pulling their shit that they were doing out there by making us come together, and they're doing their shit in here, forcing us away.
Well said.
The answer is they brought politics with them. They brought the tribalism stuff as opposed to what it used to be like when it was all about, I just want to talk to you about this stuff that we both agree and love, and that's the focus of it. But now there's camps. There's the red and there's the blue. And unfortunately for Star Wars Theory, he aligns respectfully to Drunk 3PO. The Geeks and Gamers community is considered red.
Of course.
It's anything inherently because he associates that with that brand, or he's had people on with him, that by default makes him the enemy. If he dislikes something in Star Wars, it's simply because of what that's what the people who wear red MAGA hats all believe. They all are uninclusive people who are hateful and all that stuff. And this is coming from a guy who absolutely hates everything Trump, everything Republican. I'm not for any of that. I'm not a Democrat cheerleader either, but like, that's how I view it. That's how they view it. That's the world we live in. The fans who want to just talk about a show, what they like about it, what they didn't like about it, which would be Ki-Adi-Mundi, a Cerulean alien who doesn't have a skin tone that is of Earth. I guess he's male. I guess that's a thing. But his physical identity of Ki-Adi-Mundi is the subject of this week's online backlash. It's not about when they use the they pronoun. It's about that specifically. And I feel like there's been a coordinated effort from every YouTube influencer who's a shill going, we need to stop the hate, guys. It feels like every single one of them did a video talking about it this week. I know I feel like it's been a directive. I rambled. I gave a lot. I threw a lot at you guys. Let's start with Drunk 3PO. What's your response to any of that, especially the Star Wars Theory dealing with Geeks and Gamers?
I'm sure it definitely, anytime you're a part with like especially people that like Trump, like people, the Geeks and Gamers brand is non-political, right? But the people in the brand can be political. Does that make sense? So you will never see Geeks and Gamers Twitter account or Instagram say vote for Trump or vote for Biden or anything like that. That is a mandate put in from the boss and all that stuff. Now the individual can say whatever he wants, right? Like on their own account, stuff like that. So, but yeah, of course it's going to come with a stigma because he wants to, be friends with me or anyone else.
Drunk, real quick, real fast, not to cut you off. Star Wars Theory, the first time he crossed over with G&G was on your channel, right?
That's correct. Him and Jeremy were having problems. They were fighting.
Yeah.
And I am like, I mean,
you the
to be
mediator.
honest, like I'm like, I don't ever talk politics too much, like unless I'm like on a political channel and it's mostly about education. And I laugh, like if you get to know me, Chillmonger, like I laugh at everything. I'm at the point in my life where I don't get angry anymore. I just think it's funny. It's like being upset over the destruction of Star Wars or Indiana Jones or whatever. Like there was a time where it was like, they ain't that bother me. But then it's like, I lived in Haiti for 3 years, man. Ain't nothing gonna bother me, bro.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying in the room, man. It's like I'm so burnt off of Star Wars and just not liking this and that. I just choose not to. I choose to speak on stuff I like, man, because they're gonna continue with this. They're not gonna stop. Chill. Stop waiting for that day for them to save it.
I like it because I think it's funny at this point. Like
Yeah.
I want them to get work. I want Ray to be a transgender, make kids out of the like. I just want him to go full on,
They
just
going to.
just full on politics. Like
Yeah.
just drop because I think it's funny. At this point, it
I'm
doesn't
gonna
bother
tell you
me.
this
It
too.
don't
The-
ruin my day. I got a whistle in my mouth every time I wake up. You know what I mean? It's like God's on my shoulder, and it's just
Yeah.
like there's bigger things in the world.
The
you know?
bomb is gonna drop drunk when they say Luke Skywalker was gay. I mean,
Oh.
he's always been gay.
Oh, I 100. I think it's they. What are you
coming.
talking about, man? That's already canon.
Oh, really?
So too aggressively relaxing, who says, "Oh, we're just hanging out, talking about how Nazis express their love for Star Wars." I get it. Aggressive relaxing. There's a link in the live chat.
Me?
What up,
I'm
Mark?
a Nazi.
I want to hear what you have to say. Jump in here, please. You don't even got to show up on camera.
Who is aggressively relaxing? Is that dude that always go against everything people say?
He always has the sarcasm take, but I've
Is-
done streams with him before.
Is
I've
that
invited
the
him
African
before.
brother? Like he got an African accent.
Nah, that's Fenrir the Ice Wolf guy. That's the other guy.
You know what I'm talking about, though? The
Yeah, I
guy
know
that
you do, I
always
know.
go against people and trolling.
And I've spoken to him on stream also. I got no problem. So he had some wild words right now. Hey, join the stream.
Yes, sir.
Then Kate Chillmonger, I'm tired of Star Wars, but I'll come see what you're talking about. I'm tired of Star Wars too. I haven't watched The Acolyte. I'm not gonna. Mike, are you watching The Acolyte?
I am.
And
He liked it.
I wouldn't wake up at 3 a.m. for it if they were still showing it then, but it's on in the background.
all right, there we go. It's on in the background. He's checking it out. Star
I
Wars.
don't, dude. I'm the OT. There's nothing that's ever going to compare to Star Wars Empire and Jedi.
I agree.
Ever. So
Yep.
this
Yep.
is all just fan fiction, I guess, at this point.
So they say. Let's complete this entire thread. He says, "I'm so tired of people trying to constantly cry to me for other people's actions when they just throw the most disgusting hate towards me, my parents, my appearance, and my views, just because I made a Star Wars YouTube channel. It's not because of that. Like I said earlier, everything was fine until you made associations with, and I think that's unfair. And I'm not the one as Mike. How many times have I come on here and I've been like, I don't talk about other YouTubers. I don't mention them. It's a no comment policy, right? Even when YouTubers talk about me, I don't do videos on them. I just feel like that whole drama thing is best to avoid, right?
Yeah,
Is that
so-
correct?
No, all the time you talk about. I have to like tell you to scale it back, man. I'm like you're getting close to doxing these people. Stop it.
All right, man. Back to the point I was trying to make. What about the dude who said I should have died of cancer instead of surviving it? Boo boo me. No, grow a pair and move on. It's the internet. Piss off and leave me alone. Can you imagine if you were being blamed for this kind of stuff? And then he tells the Ash Rendar, here's one story for you. My dad gets blocked calls from different guys telling him how they're going to
That's
brutally
crazy.
murder his son when he travels unless he publicly supports the sequels. Welcome to day 1 of 8 more years of effed up stories. Shall I blame you and Disney? It's your people after all. Reel them in. Piss off.
See, now the conspiracy theorist in me thinks that perhaps it could be both sides doing it, because especially when we had the riots back in like 2020 and all that stuff, there were, I'm sure, people that were in there that were just there to cause chaos. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like there's some individuals too on the other side who's doing that just to wild out,
I believe that. We got aggressively relaxing who's in the building. You began
That's JT. What are you talking about?
Hey, man.
This is the guy who's upset about Star Wars. Is a picture of him. Oh, God. It's destroyed, guys. Let's talk about it. Did
Man,
you
what
guys
happened?
know that there's trolls on the internet? Look it. I can't believe it.
No, I think that's what Theory was saying. Theory was saying there's trolls all the time, or more than just
Oh.
trolls. There's people who threaten me all the time, and this isn't new to me. But when it starts happening to the Wikipedia account, it's my fault. No, do what I do. I just click. He what he has to do when he gets these threats and gets these things, he does it privately. He handles it privately. I never heard about a lot of these stories until now. Unless you guys know Theory better, have you heard him speaking about this kind of stuff? I never knew it was that bad. You knew about
Yeah.
it before?
Oh yeah, he's mentioned it a few times on a live stream. I'm pretty good friends with Theory, so
drunk. That's and it's sound like somebody we know, don't we?
Yeah,
man. The bigger you get, you get that stuff, man.
Fatal J's seen some of my DMs.
Well, see, I wasn't gonna flat out say it, but since you said it,
I'm like, bro, look at this guy in my DM right now. It's like,
drunk get death threats all the time, bro.
I hope someone kills you when you go to Texas. I'm gonna be there to kill you. Until I was like, oh, good lord.
Yeah, he get death threats too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read your messages and then you can explain it. Star Wars was worth $4 billion when it was me and a couple other guys reading the books. All of you guys having your little culture war are just gravy money. What did you mean by that?
Exactly what it is. All of you guys who are like, oh, this could be the end of it. How? We have this chick, Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know if you guys have heard her or, host channels that stalk her, but like,
I don't stalk her. When there's a news story regarding the company Lucasfilm, and she happens to have a statement.
You have some very colorful commentary to deliver, don't you all?
But I disagree with what she has to say, and she puts it out. And I explain why.
Don't get defensive now. You do what you do. All right. The point is, you give this lady a hard time, right? Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. Now, what is she known for? Having the top-selling books, comics, video games, movies, TV shows. So, like,
you call them top
exactly
selling,
is the brand hurting?
Hold on, let me pause you. Factually, the sales are decreasingly. The outcome of the sales is decreasing. Every movie that she's put out has been going down and down and down. Viewership for these TV shows have been lowering too. You call them the top sales for the books. Well, even those comic books aren't saying what they were when they were first initially coming out. The audience is disinterested, and it's showing, especially with people like me going, I didn't even bother with episode 4 of Acolyte.
The audience is so disinterested that every single YouTube channel right now is covering this show. And what's great about when they're covering it, it's always like, oh, I'm so mad. But honestly, guys, let's get into some real speculation on who this Darth might be. Who I think it is Jason Mendoza. I'm so excited about this character. Oh, wait, never mind. Wait. We're mad. And that's every single.
There's people I watch.
Who's
Wars
mad?
Santa. Star Wars Santa was doing big theories recently about who is Smilo Ren. I just watched them earlier this week. Ahsoka Tano fan, Jasmine.
Definitely Darth Jackson.
That's what they call him, the Smilo Ren.
Smilo Ren, yeah.
I heard that. I didn't hear that.
So these channels exist, and go watch them, and you can get the very content you're talking about. But for those who take issue with
Star Wars fans don't hang out on YouTube. We got our own place where we all hang out and talk about these books and stuff. We don't got to deal with this nonsense. The point is, you guys are asking about the idea of why you guys are just gravy money. That's why. Even if you guys successfully, after 10 years, take the brand down a notch, that means it's still making twice as much as every other imaginary friend on Earth?
So I don't want to take the brand down. I want for shows that are good. Yeah, I understand why you're laughing, Drunk 3PO. And don't you? Do you understand why?
Okay, so now we want to talk about quality.
What the heck he's talking about?
You guys are saying
down, and who's angry?
You're saying that there is a loss of money at Star Wars to the point where they have to be concerned. That is the core idea of all of this nonsense.
No.
Oh, now I have to defend individual people. Look, I was asked a question about do I believe? Oh God, Drunk 3PO. Who tossed you to fucking squawk? I was asked a question. If you want to get upset because you've been called out, that's fine.
Throwing stuff out in the air, man. Okay, go ahead.
You're creating a false narrative right now.
Nah, look, aggressive, relaxing. This man here, he knows the real deal about what's going on with Disney and Star Wars. That's probably why he having a good laugh, bro. Because
we're 10 years deep into watching you guys tell everyone this is it. All right, never mind.
I've never said that.
I've never said that ever.
I've never said that because this is the thing about it. Just hear me out, bro, before you say something. this the thing about rich people. This the thing about CEOs and stuff. It don't go by what regular people go by. Oh, the sales are going low. Kathleen Kennedy is out of there. No, those people actually get promoted. You know what I mean? And yes, it sounds weird in a normal 9 to 5 working man type of thinking, but that's what they do. She's not going anywhere. She's doing exactly what she need to do. That's
And you just threw it in because the sales are low. But also, we don't do that. But we also just circled back to it.
My
So
sales were
that's
low
what I meant by
commentary.
that.
But
This is-
if you play it back, I was retorting to something you said about how she has the top sales. That's only why I introduced the sales. That's not the bane of my focus.
No. This whole conversation started because you brought up a comment that I made. And like, hey, explain this. And I did.
Yeah, that happened. But then you said something that made me bring up the sales and how the first movie made over 2 billion. The second was 1.43 billion, and the
Look,
third.
you want to
was
what? Argue individual Star Wars projects? Yeah, I mean, you guys can have at it.
No, it's cool. It's cool. But
The point is, this brand is going to make more in birthday napkins than most other studios are going to make in all of their films.
but
So
does- but
that's
does
what that means.
But that doesn't offer the excuse to produce negative or bad Star Wars. And when many fans have,
You want me to argue the subjectiveness of art now with you?
I won't argue subjective art. I'll argue numbers on YouTube videos that break down the Star Wars. The view count is high. It's higher than it was in 2018.
On YouTube?
I'll give you an example. Critical Drinker.
Oh,
will
shit.
I guess he's racist, right?
Wait, you want me to start telling you what's in the dark hearts of every YouTuber that you don't like?
No, I wanted to escape the subjectivity argument and get to the objective numbers, that there's actually numbers showing you that disinterest is being reflected, not only in lower viewership on
That's a
the
good point, though, bro. I see
yeah.
what you're getting at.
Yeah, I'm trying to escape the whole, well, some people favor this over that. There's people, and I'm anecdotal.
Yeah, but the metric that you've chosen is that of a lunatic's.
What's a better metric I could use
This
to
is
show
what
this?
he's trying to say, man. Listen, this is what he's trying to say.
I want to
we
play
got-
by your rules, aggressive, you're relaxing.
We got a crew called Dark Council, and there's a guy on Dark Council named Demajanai. Demajanai, now he claims that he doesn't watch Star Wars at all. I don't believe him, but let's go by Demajanai's logic. Okay, so Demajanai says this is what he does. He doesn't watch Star Wars. He don't watch the episodes. He don't watch the current Acolyte show, but he does go on other YouTubers' channels to get the full rundown of the Acolyte. And I think that's what Chillmonger is trying to shoot at, is that the numbers are higher YouTuber wise than it is actually Star Wars wise.
Well, I think the number, depending on the content, because it seems like negative content or outrage content or whatever gets higher numbers. Like you can sit there, like Jay, you were talking about doing stuff, talking about things, doing videos on stuff that you like instead of doing stuff that's critical and all that. But I guarantee you that if you did a video on stuff that you like, it would not get as many views as if you did an outrage video about something you didn't like. And that's part of the problem, whether it's a societal problem, whether it's a fan problem, whether it's the what's the word, the algorithm. It's all, those are all factors that factors into all of this stuff.
But
hey guys, look, working at the gas station sucks. So you gotta get out here and do what you gotta do. I understand.
But look, you're exactly right. But you also, it's not just an algorithm thing. It's a human nature thing. It's a reason why back in the day everybody used to pile up in their stadium to watch two gladiators fight a lion or two gladiators kill each other.
Sure. And the world's favorite gladiator arena is Star Wars. Point to me. Here. People love it.
Yeah, we might agree on that one. And Lorena wrote something that says Bob Iger doesn't give two poots in the wind what Star Wars fans want. Here's what I'll say. And this might help my argument with what I'm trying to say. You just unmuted for a second. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, Bob Iger runs hotels. What are we talking about?
All right. I was going to say that the Kathleen Kennedy, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy movie that was supposed to come out, that was first. It got pushed and instead the Mandalorian and Grogu film, which I hope that's not the name. I would prefer a better name. But I'm sorry, I'm aggressively relaxing. That's me being subjective. My bad. But as you can see, the Jon Favreau-led movie was prioritized. It was changed. It was shuffled. It was, okay, he'll get his first. That's evident of how the Kathleen Kennedy produced Star Wars is lackluster. They've probably interviewed, or they did focus groups asking fans which of these two would you prefer, on seeing Rey 15 years later or seeing Mandalorian and Grogu, and people voted for the Jon Favreau movie of Mando Grogu. I think there are metrics that are beyond subjective that show that this Star Wars franchise under Kathleen Palpatine is failing.
Well, you'd have to have access to those numbers, those figures.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a fun, bedtime story you just told me.
But it literally happened. It's not like I have to have access to resources to know this.
Well, no, because if the numbers were low, like maybe you're and everybody else is saying, then don't you think they would have gotten rid of her a long time ago?
Oh, I think she's got nudes or something, but her contract is up in 2024.
No, that's Rob Liefeld with Marvel and DC.
Bro,
we don't harass this lady. Nah.
Chill, Monkey, you can go back and look at my very first video. You can't go by that because my first video, her contract was up in 2021.
And they still got her back.
And she's still back, so you can't go by.
Oh, wow. Who would have thought the person who is telling one story over 3 eras right now, using the medium of what? Theme parks, toys, comics, novels, audio dramas, and it all ties together, the damn video games, all the things you guys can't help but cover because it's so popular and exciting and everyone loves it, and you get the most clicks if you cover it because it's what? Say it with me, everyone. The most popular thing on earth. And the idea that you believe the most popular thing on earth should in theory be more popular is not the argument you believe it to be.
These projects you began with, like the theme parks, they began with, we're going to use episode 7, 8, and 9 Star Wars content. And now there's more and more of the classic stuff. The cruise that was focused on episode 7, 8, and 9 has been canceled and cut early. These projects that you were touting, you were boasting right now are great. They're not. Like, provably. They're
as dirty as it's going to make me feel to say this. Like, people think the prequels are good. Again, like everything is cyclical, and I guarantee you there will be
prequels are never bad, baby.
Oh, the prequels are the worst things out of all 3 trilogies.
There's a man who can quote every line in it. Get off George Lucas's nuts, please.
See, actually, somebody needed to, because he really phoned it in with those prequels, dude. Because see, there's a standard when you
phoned it in. Every single Star Wars ever is you give AV nerds too much money, they change the industry forever from that point forward, and then you spend the next 10 years sending nerds novels to buy to explain the stupid crap you told them in the first 3 movies. That's just the cycle of Star Wars. But the idea that he phoned it in,
oh yeah, no. See, because here's
come on, man, you're just rewriting history.
No. Let me tell you a bedtime story here, because there's these 3 movies, 77, 80, and 83, and they revolutionized modern cinema. Okay, they were using special effects that were so groundbreaking that they had to invent them because they didn't exist. So then once they got their little toys, the little keyboards, where all they had, oh, you know what, we want like 100,000 clone troopers over there, and we want some Jedi over there, and they just type it in and that's it. Any sort of effort, any sort of creativity went away, and it just literally became a video game. And that's what it was. Lucas had everybody filming on blue screen. In fact, I was watching something with Hayden, because apparently Hayden and Rosario are on tour or something. They're doing all these videos with like both of them.
I think they went to acting school together.
Well, no. I mean, recently they're doing all these videos for some reason. I don't know why. Neither of them have anything, but it's all about Star Wars too.
Their friendship's heartwarming. We all love it.
I know. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's weird that they don't have anything to promote. But there was somebody that I guess it was a Vanity Fair thing, and they were trying to find out what Ewan had said to Hayden, and he's like, well, the picture on the left was from Obi-Wan Kenobi when we were doing the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. The picture from the right was from when we were doing the prequels. He's like, and I can tell that because it's all covered in blue. So he was having his actors act against tennis balls, okay? Whereas everybody now should, and in the first Star Wars,
you
they
were
were
right.
using practical
Yeah,
effects,
they were
which
using tennis
adds
balls.
to their performances. Because I mean, would you really want to act against a tennis ball? But regardless, the prequels are garbage. They're trash. His
No,
writing
they
was
ain't.
poor, and when you expect the sequels are much better than the prequels.
Hey, bro, you don't like Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, everyone here is like, oh, except for the caveat of that one awesome fucking thing I love and thought about since the last 25 years of my life.
That's what I was going to say. There's one thing I can say complimentary about each of those movies, except for Attack of the Clones.
Oh, wow, who would have thought? Go ahead.
Back to the point of this, and thank you for keeping us on track. Box office receipts, Nielsen numbers, Star Wars figures collecting dust at the bin in the bin at Big Lots. These are metrics that show that the Star Wars fans are upset, and it's not due to them being hateful or uninclusive or anything that is being spewed online right now as like a shield and a protection of criticism for the acolytes.
Well, no, because if you're
Most
going
popular
by
show
toy
in the
figures, if you're going by toy sales, the climate, the demand. I mean, and most of those, like, let's be real, most of those toys aren't necessarily purchased by kids. They're purchased by people that live in their parents' basement who are going to throw them on eBay to try to make as much money as they can. So when those toys don't happen to be worth anything, you know, the plastic that they're printed on, then you're not going to sell them. Okay.
Now we're throwing basements under the bus. I see.
Yes, trying to erase George Lucas' work instead of adding with love, instead of thinking of merchandising, it would be way more massive. What merchandise are you most interested in purchasing off of this Acolyte show? Is it the droid that looks like a phone? What's the?
Yeah, all right. I am embarrassed by this, but I'd buy that little triangle notebook.
Oh, you'll get a triangle notebook. You think that's cool?
If I saw that little triangle notebook at,
Would it be flammable?
I might be like, I got to get that little triangle notebook. But I'm embarrassed to say so. I'll admit it.
I like Attack of the Clones the most, despite the Jedi cosplay convention in the arena and Yoda fighting Dooku.
Oh God!
What did he look like,
Mexican
Mike?
Jumping bean Yoda.
Yeah, Mexican jumping bean. Oh, then Lorena says that. Wow, talk about a stereotype about nerds living in basements. I own my basement. Thank you very much.
Hey, we're taking back the basements.
Hey, look, guys, honestly, I got to go. It was a lot of fun talking Star Wars. And let's plan something again. I would love to come on and be a foil to, you know, like, I think Disney Star Wars all right or whatever. But honestly, everyone go and watch the prequel, you know, like behind the scenes footage and special features, and then go, oh, I'm an asshole, because that's some of the greatest miniature work, background work, incredible real filmmaking that you've ever seen, that's also mixed in with like, oh, there's a guy talking to a tennis ball. How many other dudes talk to tennis balls the next how many years, decades from that point forward? Because
revolutionary
Industrial Light and Magic did it again, like Star Wars always does. And you go back and check out what J.J. Abrams did. Everyone's filming now on the, what's that thing you guys pretend you don't like?
The Volume?
Yeah, the Volume. Like, oh, the Volume, people get all mad about it. And you sound like you're like, I don't like this new paintbrush. Fucking sucks.
Oh no, they did like it when it first came out. I think it was during The Mandalorian, but then now for some reason they're complaining about it.
Okay,
yeah,
let's not say they, because
that particular art tool is annoying.
Well, they isn't all inclusive. If you feel that you resemble they, then you be a they. But if you don't, then you're not.
You just turned your camera on. I don't know if you did it by accident or not. I got to see your forehead for a second. It wasn't very aggressive. It looked like a friendly forehead, man. But seriously,
I am a friendly guy. I just like teasing people who like to talk about Star Wars. Like, oh, the end
you mean
is
this
near.
stuff. You're not teasing. You actually mean this stuff. And to the point of Ilum, everyone on this panel is going to get asked.
We're not talking about real Star Wars stuff. We're talking about.
Let me just talk.
You know,
Fatal J, do you like ILM?
What is that?
Industrial Light Magic, the people in charge of in charge of technology and the advancements that we get in Star Wars that make it to other films. I'm saying yes, I like it. I was trying to get to see if everyone else does too.
I like that stuff that Jon Favreau was doing with Mandalorian.
ILM, watch the Disney Plus like gallery and see
that stuff is dope.
Drunk 3PO. When you hear about ILM, does it have like a negative mind? Oh, ILM, grr, or do you go ILM is awesome and we need them to keep going? What do you feel about ILM?
Oh, I have no problems with them.
Mike,
why would people hate ILM? What are you getting at?
That's what aggressively relaxing was saying. Like people don't like it, and I'm just going, no. ILM is on point, as Anzo is
Watch
saying
this.
right
Watch
here.
this. I know people like this. Aggressively relaxing. I like Sprite. Do you like Sprite?
Which flavor? Because they're doing so many
See,
flavors now.
my point exactly. My point exactly.
No, my point was driving back my opinion from beginning, which is that every single time a Star Wars movie comes out, all a cinema benefits from it. And that's just a fact, baby. Anyway, you
It's got
guys
nothing to do
try
with
not
the
to say
creative-
anything horrible
nothing to do
about
with the-
Kathleen Kennedy or racist tonight. I gotta go.
All right.
Alright,
Well,
see you
thanks
later,
for coming.
man.
You did make the stream better. It wouldn't have gone the way I thought it would have gone without you
Oh,
joining.
thanks, man. Hey, I'm a fan. I love hearing all this stuff. You guys have a good time.
All right, brother. Peace.
Thank you.
And then ILM is the gold standard in sound effects houses. Did I touch on all the topics? I did executives. I did Star Wars theory and YouTubers. I talked about how I got a little theory that all the YouTubers were told by management, they're bots. You'll get another
I do
gift
want to
bag.
say one thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
It's fine. It's fine.
Prequels are my favorite trilogy out of all Star Wars. So
Fatal J.
I just do. I think Episode 3 is my favorite. It's my favorite Star Wars film. I love that. I love that movie. I like it better than the original. I love the originals too. I think the prequels are trash, or sequels are trash, and that's just where I sit.
When it comes to Fatal J, A New Hope is probably not probably, it is the best movie. The reason why I say that, and please don't judge me, it's a scene.
I'm judging you.
There's the scene where the brother and sister lock lips.
Nah, man,
That was an Empire, bro. Stop it.
that's actually in Return of the Jedi, and oh yeah, they did lock lips in Empire. That's right.
Mhm.
Didn't they kiss New Hope for good luck, and then like they
Oh
swung?
yeah, she
That
did.
was-
They did kiss in New Hope. You're exactly right. You
but
right.
it wasn't the same type of kiss as it was.
But
in
she
Empire.
kissed him on the cheek, though, didn't she?
Yeah.
Did she kiss him on the cheek?
Yeah, maybe it was the cheek.
Yeah, it
then.
was something like that.
No, she kissed her because when he put his hand back, like, yeah.
Oh, that was an Empire. That was an Empire. Yeah,
Yeah, that was an Empire. You right.
because he was just rescued from the snow creature. I can't remember.
That's
what it
right.
was.
That's right. The reason why I like A New Hope, it's a scene in there that always make me shed a tear. Don't judge me for that.
It depends on the scene. Was it the sunset scene?
No, but it's it's just in that same era of scene. It's the scene where Luke, when he coming back from the desert with Obi-Wan, and he see his parents
Family.
burnt to,
Yeah.
see his parents burnt to a crisp, and he didn't even mourn them, bro. He didn't even mourn them, and always make me shed a tear every time, bro. Because he just moved forward. He just kept it moving.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
man-
weird. That had actual emotions, unlike the.
I mean, but
prequels.
he didn't show emotions, but it was emotional, you know.
Was it as emotional as Anakin lamenting sand? Was it as emotional as that?
What you talking about on the prequels?
Man, you can trash the prequels all you want. You ain't gonna change my mind that I think they're better than the original. So you
I
can
mean,
say whatever you want.
But I'm gonna tell you the prequels, especially just Revenge of the Sith alone, had a lot of emotions in there. But to me, A New Hope is just perfect. I'm talking about from beginning to end. There's nothing I could complain about. It's just a perfect Star Wars movie. Everything was just on point to me, and I just really enjoyed it, man. I had a good time with it.
Thanks. We're gonna put this stream to a closing. Anyone want to say something in the
Oh,
live
it's over?
chat? Like, write your. Sorry, Fatal J?
I didn't know it was over, man. That was quick.
I don't like to go longer than an hour. It's an hour and 8 minutes. I think we're not going to top what we just came off of. I said
Real
what I
quick,
needed to say
though.
about the
Let's-
word woke. I said what I need to say about Amanda Stenberg. I'm supportive of her. Racism is bad. All that. Even when Moses Ingram was doing her thing and she was like, guys, I'm getting so much hate. I was with you. I was like, yeah, Moses. And anyone who's mad at her, she's not talking about fans who aren't being racist. So what are you mad at? So that's me consistent on that. Racism bad, everyone.
Yeah, how many
But that's
videos are
not
there where it
a
says
Star
Star
Wars-
Wars attacks the fans?
But it's not a Star Wars criticism. It's Amanda Stenberg criticism that's coming and that she's addressing. That isn't using the shield of you must be racist if you hate the Acolyte. That's not what she was going for at all. She doesn't mention the show that she's a part of right now at all in that rap song. So I'm all with Amanda Stenberg. Boom. The second part of this was mostly talking about Kathleen Kent, or rather Star Wars Theory. I'm with him. He's got my support. I don't care if he associates with guys who, while I may not shit on people, I also don't compliment people. I don't care about who he associates with, because that's a bit too.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Sorry?
I said fair enough.
Fair enough. It's a bit too much to be like, all right, well, this guy streams with that guy who streams with that guy, and it becomes a web of who's allowed. So, even if I was,
you invited me on, I appreciate it.
I have nothing against you, Drunk 3PO. Like even a little bit. There's no problems at all.
Appreciate
but
it.
if let's just say we'll use the word Nazi. If I did a live stream with a Nazi to talk about Star Wars, I should be allowed to do that, because I'll leave it there. I should be allowed to do that. And whatever someone wants to think of me, it's a free world. You guys can think of that of me, but there's a reason why I'm doing it. And so long as I am not co-signing the hateful beliefs or anything, like, you guys got to be able to. Never mind. I'm talking myself into a circle.
You is, and real quick,
I know exactly what you mean, man. Like,
I know what he mean, and he is talking to himself in the circle at the same time. But we got Drunk 3PO here. He's about to come out with something brand new real soon. It's going to be real huge. Drunk 3PO, what is that?
You talking about Achromatic Chronicles Green?
The future is green, right?
Yeah, man. That's right. That's right.
So everybody,
I
that's
can't wait.
listening right now,
maybe a couple more weeks. We're gonna launch that. That's part 2 of the all age adventure series. First one did numbers, so, and it did so well that we're putting an animation movie together. So
whoa.
And I'm not supposed to tell this, but I'm gonna go and spill the beans anyway. We're gonna get some action figures too.
Eventually.
I should have said that. I let it slip.
Pretty
cool. I can edit that part out. We're good.
Yeah, just edit
it. You can leave it in.
I got carried away. I got excited. Everybody out there, please check that out. If you don't got blue, they'll be able to get blue with the green, right? Okay, good. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. And I saw your video, young man. You're the greatest writer of all time, huh?
Oh, I'm the greatest of all time. You see that comic book that the comic book that I just scripted? I looked at it. I read it back just because it's been a while since I scripted it. And I was like, wow, I am good. Because I got this thing. And there's secrets that I can't even talk about that are going to come to fruition in issue number 486. But I like the things that I was doing in that comic book. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. One day.
This all I asked you to do.
What?
Greatest writer of all time. You may be the greatest of all time. But every greatest of all time needs an editor. Get yourself an editor, you're going to be good.
Do you have your main character in more than
I'm
8
serious,
pages
man.
of the
I'm
comic?
not joking with that. Get you an editor, bro.
Yeah. What'd you say about my main character?
Do you have your main character in more than 8 pages of the comic?
More than 8 pages. You're talking about my criticism of the Black Panther this week. There's 20 pages in a comic. He was in 8 of them, and they focused on other characters. Yeah. I got an issue with that.
Oh, chill. Can I ask you a question before you close? Have or anybody in here, have you guys been reading the Cobra Commander series and the Transformer series?
I got them.
Oh my gosh, that's some of the best comic books I've read in a long time.
It's dope, but have you read Duke? You need to get Duke as well.
No, that's next. I'm finishing up. The Transformers ones. I just bought all 10 in one shot. I'm going through them now, and then I'll get the Duke one. So
Destro number 1 came out this week.
Did it? Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't read it yet. It's sold out.
I haven't
really.
read it.
See, those things are selling. They're all selling out, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
See? I gotta wait till it's like on eBay, man. What the heck?
That's what you call it. That's your boy that made Invisible, Robert Kirkman. He a great writer, man.
These things have been like they have been a breath of fresh. I didn't mean to, I know you were ending the stream. I just was asking, like, these comics have been a breath of fresh air, honestly.
Yeah.
Daniel Warren Johnson's the writer on that, right?
Transformers, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was listening to the Comics Pals. They're always covering that Transformers is like loved. That's cool. I'm hearing about it. I'm just not into anything that's not Marvel because I don't even want to. Yeah,
bro, you're missing out on a whole new world of dopeness, bro.
Yeah,
you're right.
What is you doing?
And I'm with you, Chill. Marvel's my baby, man. I'm Marvel over DC all day, every day, man.
I haven't picked up anything really from Marvel since Chris Claremont left X-Men.
It's been a while, yeah.
That's a long time, bro.
the actors that played
Chill,
Mark
I gotta
Simpson
get
has
you on.
not
We gotta
died.
have a Thanos talk, man. I gotta talk to somebody that understands Thanos, like the MCU Thanos, comic book Thanos. Like,
Oh, that was another question that Hayden was
Man,
asked.
the
Who would
ghost.
win in a fight? Darth Vader with his lightsaber or Thanos with the glove and the gems? And he
Oh,
said Darth Vader. Darth Vader would always win.
I think Vader, not even close.
Nah, man, Thanos got it, bro.
Well,
With
as
all,
long
with
as he
all
can
the
stop
stones,
time.
with all the he can't
All
the
the
stones.
yeah, all the stones. All the
No,
stones.
man, that's too OP for Darth Vader. He can't
With
handle
all the
that.
infinity, I'm thinking character. With all the Infinity Stones, Thanos
Mm-hmm.
might. The reality would probably mess him up.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing Vader needs, if he could just see the man's throat and squish it with the Force, that's like, it's the only thing. If he can get like a beat on that, might have him.
I
The
don't know,
last
'cause
thing, the
all he
last
had to
thing
do
that's
is
related
miss.
to this whole topic was the posters, the acolyte, or back when Moses Ingram was going through the racism controversy, they were telling all of the fans that we don't stand for racism. There was a tweet coming out of Star Wars' account that said that. All right, what have they done since? Because Rosario Dawson, she's a melanated sister, but she is painted orange. The TV show that they finally did was their 8th TV show, and it's in the Acolyte, where they finally got Amanda Stenberg, finally got somebody with melanin in her skin, a black woman. Good job, guys, but the quality of the show is trash. And the advertising for this show in every poster has not been focusing on her likeness. It's always been the Asian dude right in the center, or it's been you see Amanda Stenberg's face, but there's like a red tint on it, poster after poster, tweet after tweet.
Oh,
And I
really?
called that out all the time on Star Wars. You guys
I
are the
never did
accountant who
notice that.
said, don't be racist, guys. But you still are continuing the thing you did with Finn from Force Awakens,
Yeah.
where you minimized
They
his
made him
size.
little. That boy just little on that poster.
And in the marketing, you would think that they would have stepped on that. Don't worry about Star Wars theory or what YouTubers are up to. Worry about how you're promoting this show and the inequality that you guys, who are supposedly against that kind of stuff, are exhibiting. Every movie that you've done, that since you've inherited it from George Lucas, you've had a white guy leading or a white person leading. If sometimes it's
But
a woman.
homeboy with the flat top dreadlocks or whatever. That's a black dude, right? The black Jedi dude.
Is he a lead character though?
Yeah, I'm not
see,
really watching.
there's a
that.
difference between representation and attendance, and I'm all about the representation
Yeah.
thing.
But
Wait,
bro,
you mean the one that thinks that Anakin destroyed the Death Star? You mean that one?
He said that twice, but sometimes I mess up and I say the wrong names too.
Yeah.
But
Bro.
okay, so what? He meant Darth Vader. Darth Vader didn't destroy the Death Star either. Like,
Yeah,
where
I
was
think
he going
meant
for?
Luke only destroyed one, right?
Yeah, he only destroyed what, half of it, right? Wasn't it
See,
half of the
But outside of Naboo on the first movie, he did Vader when he was younger, hopped into a plane and he destroyed one of those like
that was
command
a
centers.
station
Yeah.
though. That was a
Maybe that's
station.
what he meant though. It wasn't a Death Star, but that's
Oh,
what he
okay.
meant.
I didn't really. I laughed at that. I thought it was funny. That stuff doesn't, that shouldn't anger anyone because people just make mistakes like that all the time. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
That's
me
all.
too.
Yeah, same with me too. I love democracy. Mike, that's a quote
I
from
just
the prequel.
Oh,
a
really?
cool thing to what's interesting is that there are, the Star Wars fandom is like fighting is a word, but it's just, I think it's funny. But it seems like the House of the Dragon has brought everyone together and no one's complaining about anything.
I agree. Tell me
So
you
why
watching
is
that?
why is the Acolyte causing all these problems? And why is House of the Dragon? Everyone's like, no, everything's good over here on this house.
And
So-
chill, they got a black dude with blonde braids. You know what I'm saying?
Bastard.
And it's still a good show,
I just think that there is, and I know you wanted to close, but it's just there's a lot to be talked about. Like exactly what you just said is people at Lucasfilm are promoting and saying and doing things. They're setting themselves up for people to outrage or people to call it out, and it makes them look stupid at times.
So I wonder how much of that is actually like, and even like the people, there's a clear problem with the people that they hire to write these things, because especially like with Marvel with their their Rick and Morty obsession. I don't understand it. Like, they continue to hire people from that stupid show to get them to write stuff, and it's all subpar. But when you get these, when you hire these people, why are you hiring these people, and how much input do they have? Do they say, well, this is what, like, for instance, with Kevin Feige, allegedly with Ms. Marvel and all that show, you were saying, like, you got to stream it, you got to sync it up with the TV show. So she has to be a mutant in the comic books too. So that's the reason that they had her killed in the books. Exactly. So I'm wondering, like, how
Absolutely
much.
right. I'm Kevin Feige. If I'm doing something in the movies, the comic books are a bitch, and they gotta follow it. They gotta make it so Kamala becomes a mutant there. And I wish that Zeb Wells and his leaky mouth didn't expose that. Oh, actually, it was Cody Ziegler, wasn't it? Zeb Wells was on set on She-Hulk writing that. Cody Ziegler was also a writer on that, and then he was doing a comic book interview where he spilled the beans that Zeb Wells had to write that in the comic. Remember, that's how it went. Yeah, Zeb Wells and Cody Ziegler. You're gonna have I need to see you in my office, okay?
Well, you see, you would think that they would have learned from back in 2002, when they tried to integrate the first abysmal Spider-Man movie into the comics by giving Peter organic web shooters. Like, you thought they would have learned their lesson then, because that was a cluster, okay? And it was terrible. It was terrible.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be like aggressively relaxing or whatever his name is. I always thought that was a pretty cool idea. I mean, if he's gonna have spider powers,
well, then he should be shooting those webs out of his ass then, because that's where the webbing comes out of the spiders. If you want to be accurate,
do that, man.
But CJ, if you want to be accurate, you got to be accurate. You got to go all in. You can't just dip your toe in. You got to do it all the way.
Mark says that all I really saying is that they don't really care about us. They only do ceremonial gestures at Disney Star Wars. They're diminishing quality. There we go. Some people are saying,
let me put it on the record.
Everyone check out the Nerdy Brews YouTube channel also.
Check out the Nerdy Brew. Now, let me just tell y'all this, and then we're going to close it. Star Wars is never coming back to its glory days ever again. So just let it go. It's over.
Her contract is up at the end of this year, and I'm hoping for the best.
She's gonna buy a new house. What are you talking about?
You can look 5 years ago. Watch 5 years ago on my channel. My very first video. Kathleen Kennedy resigns. No, I said she leaves for 2021. Guess what? I was wrong.
But she's 5 years older, and it'll happen this time. Subscribe to Chillmonger. Subscribe to Fatal J. Mike's YouTube channel is called Rogue Comics. He also has a comic book shop, also called Rogue Comics in Bridgeport.
Rose, I need to get at you, bro. Is you on Twitter? Because I'm trying to get in as many shops as I can possibly can. You on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter.
Mike, you in the States?
Yeah, I'm in Connecticut.
Do you mail stuff out to people if they buy it?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, we got on this jump. We got on this train.
Because I'm buying all my comics from eBay right now. That's
eBay.
I'd rather support support a shop.
Mike, what's your handle? And I'm sorry, this is live.
Rogue Comics. I think Rogue Comics. Yeah, no, it's Rogue Comics. It's either Rogue Comics or Rogue Comics CT, because sometimes they were. No, let me see. Hold on. I think it's Rogue Comics.
It is Rogue Comics.
Okay. Put it in a private.
Yeah, Rogue Comics. It's Rogue. No, it's just Rogue Comics.
Okay, Rogue Comics.
Yep.
And it's a man right here. I mean, look like Prince.
Oh yeah, it's Prince.
That's Prince. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I got you.
Super Prince fan over here.
Brian Bolland fan too. He's the one that.
Because I'm on a campaign to try to get as many Ninja Blasts in comic book shops. So, Mike, somehow we can work out a deal if you want to.
Okay.
All right.
Sub to Fatal J. Sub to Mike. Mike is going to be playing Fortnite one of these nights on his YouTube channel, as he always does. Drunk 3PO's in the building. Also, plug yourself, sir.
Sub to these amazing guys, man. They've got you might not agree with all their takes all the time. That's okay. That's what it's all about, man. Is wonderful Discord commentary, talking about it, get a different perspective, things like that. I love it.
Fatal J is not in the culture war no more. You can check me out. I'm reacting to Power Rangers, Ultraman, and these videos blowing up. So I guess somebody
I
like
watched that
watching them.
Power Rangers video too, and the first Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, they had
Yeah.
the same theme song. It's like 7 times in a row.
They
Just a
did,
couple
they
of the
did.
actors changed. Alien Rangers. I'm like,
Yeah.
you could have skipped ahead that one.
No, you had to because it was slightly different stuff in there though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, and
We're
also as much as I may hate the prequels and all that, I have no
Nope.
problem.
We're ending the stream. Nope. You don't get to say